What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Persona 4 Golden. I just gotta say, fighting Golden Hands in Adachi's dungeon is amazing. They don't run as often as the ones in Heaven do, and they give so much money and experience. So yeah, I've been grinding a bit, and everybody's gone up a few levels. Myself and Rise included. And this is about the level you want before fighting Adachi. I decided to take Kanji, Naoto, and Teddy with me just to get the last of their moves. And speaking of which, everybody has all the moves they will get. So here's what Yosuke's looking like right now. He's got a pretty diverse moveset, mainly because I want him to be a tank along with me. Chie is now an absolute powerhouse with physical attacks, which is just what I needed her for. Yukiko now has the ability to do 50% extra fire damage, which is very, very nice. Rise has learned everything that she will learn. Kanji has finally learned everything. The last move that he got was Elec Amp, which is an extra 50%, so it replaced the original move that only did 25. And he also learned Primal Force, which is finally him doing severe physical damage. So it's about time, Kanji. Naoto, on the other hand, probably got one of the best combos ever, and it's the one I've been using for a while. A mind-charged Mega Doleon. She finally got it, so now me and her are going to be throwing almighty damage all over the place. And Teddy, he got his final move, which is the Ice Amp, so everybody gets the Amp as their last move. And right now, it looks like he's just going to be the Ice Attacker that deals a lot of ice damage, and the healer, if I ever need it. So now, what am I going to do? Well, along with all the grinding I did, I also picked up a lot of extremely powerful Persona cards, some of which we haven't even seen yet. Belphegor. But I would like to fuse even more Personas, and I'm going to fill out the compendium in these next couple videos, and chances are you'll see 2 of them in the same day just for the sake of the compendium, because I do need to get that filled out to complete the rest of Margaret's requests. First on the agenda, I just want to show the compendium right now. We're at 61%. I'm happy to say that every other Arcana is missing at least one, but the full Arcana is 100% done. Black Frost and Loki were kind of hidden Personas. Loki you could only fuse when you finished up the full Arcana, and Black Frost was a special fusion. And speaking of special fusions, we might not be doing all of them today, but one in particular that we should be looking at later is the Trumpeter. That is Margaret's final request. I'll go ahead and spoil it right now. She's looking for this Persona with a specific move, and this is why I wanted to fuse a lot more Personas now, is so I have the ingredients to eventually make a Trumpeter. I won't be getting rid of, like, all the Arcanas. I won't be filling out the entire compendium because there are a few social links that I haven't finished, such as the Empress, the Emperor, and so on and so forth. The Hierophant isn't finished yet, or not the Hierophant, the Hermit, excuse me. So there's a few social links that I haven't completely maxed yet, and that would defeat the purpose of trying to fill out the compendium because I would be missing a few. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through each Arcana and fuse as much as I can, just to get the ingredients I need. But first, I need some space. So I am going to fuse Mada, using Kartikeya, Skathak, and Mother Harlot. That's a pretty cool looking Persona. Seems to be a big fire user. Plenty of magic, but its attack stat isn't that great. So here's Mother Harlot, a card you can get in Magatsu Mandala. Skathak, the poor choice on my own part. Yes, I got rid of her only ice move for something that powers up ice moves. And Kartikeya, a card you can get in Magatsu Mandala as well. So here would be the final, or it is the final, Magician Arcana. This is what you get for leveling up Yosuke all the way. Let's make it a force to be reckoned with since it's reaching up there in the higher levels. Medea Rahan, Auto Mataru Kaja, and it is a fire user. So I want to give it something else. I always like to have high-powered personas having multiple moves of different elements. And I guess we'll do Amrita for now. We'll have it be kind of a healer, attacker kind of persona. I gotta say, that's a cool looking persona. I've said that multiple times before, of course, but this one, he's on fire. Guess he really does like fire moves. And his magic level is going up and up and up, which is very nice. And he's getting Evade Ice, which is even better. So Mada, a very good persona. Almost every persona I'll be fusing now, besides the smaller level ones, will be amazing in battle. Just as long as you don't pull stupid stunts like me and Skathach. That would be a dumb move. So yeah, don't do that. Just to fill out the compendium a bit more, let's get Cert of the Magician Arcana. Using our newly formed Mada, sad to see it go, but it must go, Uriel, and Shikioji, the stupid mistake persona, which I already had, we can get Cert. It seems Yosuke has a lot of fire personas, and I kind of like that. So let us give it some very good fire moves. We can even give it God's Hand. Is it even a good attacker? It's not really a good attacker, so I won't give it God's Hand. How about Revolution, Null Physical, and Fire Boost. And with this amount of levels I have for Yosuke, it will be learning Ragnarok. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be the highest form of fire magic. So we'll be dealing severe fire damage. Which would be amazing! And it's got a few more moves after these levels. I wonder what he could possibly get after Almighty fire damage, or severe fire damage. Oh, a fire amp, of course. Just keeps getting hotter and hotter. Before we move on. So now, because I have done that, the Magician Arcana is finished. Mada and Cert were the last ones I needed. So that is it for the Magician Arcana. For the Priestess, there's a few more. Empress needs a couple more. Emperor. Actually, besides the last one we get for the Emperor, it's finished. Which I'm very surprised about. So now that I'm thinking about it, how many personas do I have currently with me? Okay. I'm going to go get some ingredients, and then we'll fuse the next persona for Margaret. Probably one of the more interesting personas I've ever fused, because of what I'm actually using to fuse it. Izanagi, Cert, which I just made, and Yatsufusa, which I made for Margaret. So fusing these three together, trust me, there are tons of other combinations, but it just so happens this one was the least expensive to do. I can fuse Ku Chulain, or Su Chulain, Kulain. So I will give it whatever. I don't really need this one to be anything spectacular, but I guess I could make it somewhat of a force to be reckoned with. Why not? It's definitely going to get some levels here. So if you go to your compendium and buy a De Carabia, which you can get in card form in one of, I think it's in Naoto's dungeon that you can get this one. De Carabia of the Full Arcana already has Tetrakarn, which is what you need for Margaret's 9th request. And fusing it together with Ku Chulain gets you Ganesha, which you can give Tetrakarn, thus completing the quest. So, give it Tetrakarn. Very good. And this one seems to be a pretty good star Arcana, so how about give it Deathbound and Maragidine.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I'm back! Here's a Ganesha that knows Tetrakarn. Ooh, can it compete with Igor? I bet you I can. The song about the long nose. No. What do you have for me? Okay. Is that endorsed by you or Igor? Which girl? Maybe somebody else from the Velvet Room that you may have known of? May have known of? If only. Actually, I knew your sister in a past life. Maybe we'll see her one day. And for your final request, the trumpeter that knows Mind Charge. This one is overly complicated. Allow me to show you. I already told you it was a hexagon. But you need Pabelsag, Daisoja, White Rider, Matador, Taowu, and Taoti. Taoti is going to be the one that you need to give Mind Charge. And, if memory serves me right, Taoti actually learns... Let's see. Learns it at level 38, I believe. So it's right behind that panic boost. I would suggest, if you want to get it quickly, and if you're lazy like me and don't want to grind its level up, I would say fuse another one when you have the max Tower Arcana. That seems to be the easiest way. That way it'll learn it by the level ups it gets through fusing. But I've got a lot, and I mean a lot, of personas to catch up on. So I will just go by level and see what I've missed. Going from the bottom up. See you guys in a second for the next fusion. I could have gotten this one a million years ago. I don't know why it took me this long to get it. Fusing Hierophant Moikane with Izanagi gets you Natataishi of the Chariot Arcana. So easy. Why didn't I get this one as a card? Guess I never thought of it, but since I'm here, I don't mind spending just a little bit of cash to complete another one for the Chariot Arcana. Here's another one I could have fused a long time ago. By fusing Andra of the Moon Arcana and Berith of the Hanged Man Arcana, see, two of them that I use the most, fusing them together gets you High Pixie of the Priestess Arcana. Only because I had it with me at the time. Yatakerasu, Thor, of all things, and Natataishi, useful for something, finally, to get Kushinada of the Aeon Arcana. I have just realized that Aeon Arcanas are very, very difficult to fuse, because their combination is somewhat difficult to find. There are different combinations. You just gotta play around with it, really. And most of the time, you're going to be getting them in triple fusions. So this one, actually, I can give a lot of good things to this since I used Thor. How about Zeodyne, Mind Charge? high counter and cool breeze. Why not? It almost seems like the easiest way to get the differing personas is fusing 2 levels lower to get the next level higher. So fusing Ame no Uzume and Kushinada of the Aeon Arcana, we can get Sati of the Aeon Arcana, which should be a higher level than Ame no Uzume, but I leveled it up a lot and then put it into the compendium. So this should be the one after Ame no Uzume. I'll just give it anything. I'm not going to be using these personas. This lady's hot! I'm sorry. Back with the Aeon Arcana, if you fuse Ame no Uzume again with Sati, 2 higher personas in a row equal a lower level one. This is Narcissus of the Aeon Arcana. Slowly filling out the Aeon Arcana, and it's turning out to be very, very expensive. As it normally is. Going back to the Priestess Arcana, if you fuse High Pixie and Parvati, both of the Priestess Arcana, you can get Ganga. Pretty low-level Priestess Arcana persona, which, honestly, I should have had a long time ago. Just because I had the cards handy, I fused together a Mother Harlot of the Empress Arcana, and since I had another Belphegor card, because I can't stand to not have one, Zitzimittel of the Priestess Arcana. This is the last one I need. Pretty high-level persona, I'm not gonna lie. It's got good magic, too. Let's give it the best of the best. Like Evil Smile, Deathbound, and Maziodyne. For the time being, I think I'll finish up the Empress Arcana until we get the final persona from Margaret. But before that, Mothman of the Hermit Arcana and Huapo of the Magician Arcana equals Gorgon of the Empress Arcana. Not too good, but around the time when you're supposed to be fusing this, it's pretty okay. Fusing together a Valkyrie I had in my deck, along with the Gorgon I just fused, you can get Unicorn of the Hierophant Arcana. I'm also surprised I didn't get this one. The Hierophant Arcana was actually maxed quite early, if I do say so myself. And I guess there were just a lot of personas that I didn't get a chance to fuse. Like all these low-level ones. Fusing a Nigi Mitama of the Temperance Arcana and Dekarabia of the Fool Arcana nets me Floros of the Hierophant Arcana. This is another card I could have gotten a lot earlier, but go figure. I didn't decide to take it and fuse it away to put it in the compendium. So, that's my own fault. I have fully come to accept that. Why does he have a tiger on his chest? So does that mean that's his head, that little stick coming out of the top? Well, maybe the tiger is the face, I don't know. Because look at that little tiny face up there. Sadly, we need to fuse away my Zitzmittel with a Genbu of the Temperance Arcana to get Daisojo of the Hierophant Arcana. This is one I'm going to be needing for Margaret's fusion, so I'm glad I'm putting it together now. And to be honest, it's not that bad, especially for the Hierophant. Probably not the best use of my money, but fusing Pyrojack of the Magician Arcana and Ananta of the Fortune Arcana, I can fuse Raphael of the Lover's Arcana. If your persona starts out with Megiddola and Diarahan, it can only get better from there. So, thanks, Rise. I love it how I just have to buy one persona and then fuse it with something else that I already have in my deck that I made that's somewhat powerful, but not powerful enough to my liking. So fusing the Legion of the Fool Arcana and Floros of the Hierophant gives me Triglav, the last Chariot Arcana I need. This one isn't too bad. I mean, it's not a magic user, it's meant for physical attacks. So let's give it the best money can buy. If that makes any sense whatsoever. One of the last ones I need for the Justice Arcana is Throne, so fusing our newly made Raphael of the Lover's Arcana and Narcissus of the Aeon Arcana can get you Throne of the Justice Arcana. I actually really liked using Throne in Persona 3, and hopefully if I ever do that game, I'll be willing to use Throne again. But in this one, it's not as good. Fusing together a mascot of the Magician Arcana and our newly made throne, sadly we need to see it go, for Hanuman of the Strength Arcana. I want to see if I can get Zhao Gangen here soon, and I made a mistake earlier saying it was part of the Chariot. No, it is part of the Strength, and I'm going to see if I can't make him. This should be interesting. It's time to start putting together the personas for Margaret's final request. So I'm thinking a Taowu of the Hanged Man Arcana and Triglav of the Chariot Arcana, giving us White Rider of the Death Arcana. This is another card you can get, but I just wanted to show one of the very many combinations that you can do for White Rider. This is actually kind of the least expensive I could find, but trust me, there are a lot more. I think the only reason I call it least expensive is because I only had to buy Tao Wu and not both personas. So this one, not bad. It's got a few nullifies, it repels, it's weak to ice, magic isn't too good, and I'm just wondering why it has both types of insta-death magic. I know he's supposed to kill people, but he's not that good at magic. I don't know. Maybe they just thought it looked cool and thought, you know what? He deserves light and dark. And I believe his horse has eyes all over his body. That's pretty awesome. It's really interesting how some fusions can cost so little. Like an Apsaris of the Temperance Arcana, Yomotsu Shikomi of the Fool Arcana, and Izanagi of the Fool Arcana can result in our Tao T getting extra rank ups from fusion, thus getting the move needed. Should be learning Mind Charge at level 38, so I don't mind what I give it because I'm just going to replace it. And we are finally able to summon the Trumpeter, using Matador of the Death Arcana, White Rider of the Death Arcana, Daisojo of the Hierophant, Pablsag of the Emperor, Tao Wu of the Hanged Man, and Taoti knowing Mind Charge of the Tower Arcana results in the Trumpeter of the Judgment Arcana. It's about time we fused a Judgment persona. And this one, the last time I played through Persona 4 Golden, I used Trumpeter all the way to the end, just because you are able to give him so many good moves at this point, and he will be learning a lot more good moves upcoming. Because as soon as you get... Oh, okay. I remembered to put on Mind Charge. As soon as you get to the Judgment Personas, when you start fusing them, they will almost always have almighty damage given to them. So give whatever you want to them, but trust me, they're going to be getting a lot more. You know, it really doesn't matter what I give it right now. I'm fusing together the last one. Sure, Dekaja. I'll be getting rid of it, no worries. And there we have the Trumpeter. He is one with us! And there's a good example of why I really like the Trumpeter. Cool Breeze is learned naturally. 8% of HP at the end of battle. That's pretty fantastic. But what about Megadoleon? Also really good. And that's probably the reason Margaret wanted you to give it Mind Charge. So now we have another dealer of Mind Charge Megadoleon. Sadly, we weren't at the top of the rank for the Judgment Arcana, but now we have the Trumpeter. So, Margaret, we have been doing so much fusing. It's time to show you what I can really do. And I've already got it equipped, of course. Here is your final persona.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
It took a long time and a lot of fusing, but here is the persona you wanted. You didn't think I could do it, did you? I have done all that you wished, ma'am. What do I get? I have I've definitely come a long way and through a lot of cash. Duh! Well, I wouldn't say that because we did get some awesome personas out of the deal. You wanted to watch me struggle. I trained my soul. I can see that. Yeah, I can understand that. I will remember it, Margaret. What will you give me? We are getting... Ooh, a spiral brooch. Thank you. Oh, of course. Finally, I get a part of you.
Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a genuine bond. These genuine bonds shall be your eyes to see the truth. We bestow upon thee the ability to create Isis, the ultimate form of the Empress Arcana.
And with that, we have finished Margaret's social link. One that we started eons ago, and we finally finished it within the past couple episodes. And the only reason I waited so long is I needed a point where I could grind a lot of money and fuse a lot of personas. And I thought, right near the end, would probably be a good thing to do. And now we can fuse the Mother of Reincarnation. I also wanted to get this social link over with so that we could truly fuse the rest of the compendium. Would you like to see more of me? Anytime, Margaret. It was actually a lot of fun. Aw, thank you. I hope to provide anything for you, Margaret. Only if you'll provide me with a black screen. Sadly, we probably can't do that because there are 2 other people in this velvet room. Oh well. Now, there are a couple more personas that I want to fuse. 2 more, in fact. I mentioned I wanted to fuse Zhao Gongen. And at my current time, I don't think I can. If I can, then by all means I will. No, I didn't think so. There are a lot of other personas I could do, but I do want to fuse Zhao Gongen. And another one that was somewhat fan-requested. So let me go ahead and get what I need to fuse this. Be right back. Finally. Fusing together a Jitayu, I fuse my Trumpeter, and I believe Genbu or Hanuman, whichever one I had, just so I could give Jitayu Megadoleon, Mind Charge, Cool Breeze, Blight, everything that came from the Trumpeter. Fusing it with Thor gives me Zhao Gongen. Level 90 is where it starts. Its strength is amazing. It's got pretty good luck too, and it can endure so much damage. Let's fuse this thing. Alright. Right off the bat, Mind Charge and Megadoleon. But this guy seems to be a big physical attacker, which is fine. It already knows Power Charge and God's Hand, so why not give it Blight as well? Heavy physical damage to all enemies with a possibility of poison. This is going to be awesome! There he is. The Master of the Strength Arcana. Ah, the pleasure is mine, Zhao Gongen. You look all-powerful. You have chains attached to you still. Which means you probably broke from your harness or something. It's kind of terrifying when you think about it. And the first move it is getting is Anima Freeze. And now Evade Physical, which is fantastic. Ooh, Enduring Soul. I'm not even sure what that does, actually. Huh? Oh! That's awesome! When you die, you get all your HP back. Only once. That's amazing. Get rid of Anima Freeze for that. And it gets Fire Amp next. Don't know if I want to use that because your magic isn't that good. I mean, oh man, I would love to. I'll go ahead and forget Fire Amp. And your last move is Vorpal Blade. Very fitting. I'm happy. So now I've got, well, these two I can probably get rid of now. For Yatagarasu? Nah. You know what, I'll just save these. Just, I don't know why. Actually, you know what? Let me see what else I can fuse that might be useful. Using those two. So I'll be right back. Just to show how much we've come as far as filling out the compendium. I don't quite remember where we started, but I know it was a lot less than what we are now. Just going through this entire compendium. There's still a lot of blank spaces, especially near the bottom. But trust me, we will fill those out. Probably not by the end of the game, but they will be filled out. And I'm just doing this just to say that I sadly don't have enough to fuse the persona I want. The fan-desired one. So how about we save that till next time on Persona 4 Golden, where we will, in fact, be taking on Adachi. And fusing a persona that a lot of people have requested. So, now that we have completed Margaret's social link, fulfilling all of her requests, making ourselves one of the most powerful personas in the game, I finally think we're ready. I mean, we were ready tonight, but, you know, whatever. So, next time, we will be taking the fight to Adachi. See you guys next time.